what are some of like the worst game store experiences that you've had with customers coming in?
Man, a lot. Okay, they trip out when they're trying to sell stuff and they don't get what they want. I had this one person freak out trying to sell me a PS4. And it was like, dude, I'm getting so many PS4s. Everyone wants a PS5. I can't give you so much. And it was missing controllers, cracked, scratched up, whatever. I said, dude, I'll give you $25 cash.
Yeah, I don't want this thing.
I literally have 100 of them in the back. He freaked out, went absolutely crazy. You know, the one thing too, and to all the LA video game fans out there, I really appreciate you guys. I really love you guys. I wouldn't be here without you. But please stop calling the store every day saying, are you guys buying today? Are you guys buying? Hey, how much can I get for this over the phone? Do you give quotes over the phone?
No.
Come on.
No. And people get irate when we tell them that they can't. Well, I'm not going to drive down there, and we just say they don't understand. And I'd like to explain why.
Please, take the floor.
There's a couple of reasons why. One being, sometimes we only have one person on, and when we, they're helping customers, right? They have to sell, they're finding discs, they're doing stuff. And then somebody calls and goes, hey, can I get a quote? And if we were like, yes, we can give you a quote. And we used to, right? We used to try to accommodate it. This is what happens. Okay, I want to know how much it is for this game. And then they have to look it up. Okay, we're going to give you $6. And I want to know how much for this game. Look it up. And we've had people literally go on there asking for about 50 games. And then at what point do you say, okay, we can't give you a quote for any more games? So we just always try to tell people we don't do quotes over the phone, come on down. But they get mad because they just, and I get it from their perspective. They don't want to drive.
I thought it would be they show up and they're like, hey, how much for Xbox 360? You say the price. Boom, whatever. I don't know what it is, $40. And they show up and it's scratched up, janky, and they go, you said $40, bro. And
there's that. That's another reason
Dude,
why.
Some guy called me. I got this Pokemon Gold. How much can you get? Okay, I'll give you $60. Right? Comes in, it's a bootleg. It's like,
go
bro,
get the GameStop retro.
I can't get, go to GameStop down the street. It's like, dude, I can't take it. Well, you told me $60. I drove down here. It's an hour. I really need the money. Got to pay my. It's like, bro, like, really, bro? Yeah. Like, that's why I don't give quotes over the phone. I don't give cash or store credit. Come inside, because for LA video games, if your game is worth $1,000, but the label's scratched up, messed up, or whatever, we won't even take it in, because we are a collector store. We are catering for collectors and gamers. I can't sell a little Samsung with a big Blockbuster sticker and scratched up and someone's markings on it. Give it to another game store. And how I run my video game store too, it's so different. Everyone that I know or I see, they inspire to have big video game stores, giant ones, right? I personally don't want a giant store. I focus more on 1,000 square feet or less, because when you have a giant store, you have to fill it up with so much stuff, and it's constantly filling holes. If you have a medium-sized to small store, it's easier to fill up, easier to stack up, and easier to expand more, faster, more growth, more sales, more location, more branding. If you have a giant store, you're going to be stuck at that location, and don't even talk about the overhead on a giant store. That's insane. You have a big one, and
I have big, and I have little.
Right.
I have two, and sometimes. Actually, the small stores do about as good as the big stores do.
Yeah.
The big stores used to do better, and now they are kind of on par.
Yeah.
But the overhead is a lot higher on the big stores. You're right about
Retro
that.
Rick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling Retro Rick. Hey,
Retro Rick, I know your pain, bro. I see your pain sometimes.
Although Retro Rick's payment probably isn't very much in Arkansas.
I know.
Versus LA.
But look, Retro Rick, his store is beautiful. It's phenomenal. So when you're walking in there, you're having an experience, right?
Destination.
Like a tourist destination, all that stuff. But I see him on his channel, and he's constantly buying lots. Why? You can't have an empty store.
Yeah.
Once you have an empty store and someone sees an empty store, the store's whack.
Yeah.
Automatically. So you have to fill it in, So he's constantly filling it in, pumping. And yeah, you're probably getting that return back too. But where's your growth at, Maybe he wants to have one store. That's perfectly fine.
I think so.
But I want 10 stores. I want 10 stores in 10 different states. I don't want to open no more in California, and my third store is in development. I want to make sure that I get the East Coast and West Coast. I could do expos on both circuits.
Right next to Chris's other stores in Connecticut.
No, it's not far for you, okay? That way, my branding is known all throughout the United States. I'm helping collectors. I'm helping my community. And I'm making sure that the people that are renting cabinets from me, they're striving as well. So that's why I don't want big stores. I want medium-sized stores that can expand faster.
Yeah, but how do you see the longevity of your stores lasting throughout the years?
Video game collecting is a very expensive hobby. We can all agree on that. Even if you're finding Mario games for $10, it still adds up. And as the years go by, more and more people are collecting and they're getting into it. I'll probably say right now, there's probably more resellers than collectors. But at the end of the day, those resellers still have to get inventory. I feel how my business is run, and with my Fortune 500 background, I feel like my stores are going to be in the long haul for 20 years, especially with the plans I have in place. Because within 3 years, and I just hit 3 years, I went 2 stores and 1 600-foot warehouse with 8 employees. Some people can't even hit 2 stores within 4 to 5 years. It takes a while to build that up. So the numbers that I'm hitting and the goals that I'm hitting are being matched for me to outperform and outgrow.
So you think there's a long time left? We had our buddy Elliot on, and what did he say? He thought 12 years?
6.
6 years.
6 years left. Romeo, what do you think? Tell it to his face.
I saw, look, Elliot, I have nothing but respect
Tell him
for
right
you.
there.
Hey, I have nothing but respect for you. You're a great guy. You're my neighbor. I love you to death. You're a homie, but I'm going to break it down for real. Ooh. I saw that podcast, and I think it was absolutely wrong what he said for many different reasons. One, for his employees. When you tell your employees you got 6 years, what are your employees going to think? After 6 years, do I have to go somewhere else to find another job? There's a lot of people depending on me. I'm not going to tell my people 6 years. I'm going to tell them it's till the wheels fall off. So
3.
Reborn. Maybe 1. Maybe 1. But if you also look at the market, looking back at Nintendo, and you were talking about theme parks and movies, the demand for Nintendo products is only increasing time after time. COVID has changed the whole game for everyone. During lockdowns, people started collecting, started watching your YouTube channel, started going on whatnot, whatever. There's a whole new range of collectors. If you want to find the pulse of where the video game collecting scene is at or the market's at, perfect example, take a look at SoCal. Look how busy SoCal was. You guys knocked out the ballpark, and I've been selling at SoCal since 2016. This was the most insane, craziest SoCal ever. That is showing me of a healthy market and a healthy ecosystem. Sneakers is down. Collecting sneakers is down.
Vintage clothes are down.
Vintage clothes is down. Video games, up. Why? Because no matter, we're in a recession-proof business.
Comics are down.
Yeah, but are video games down?
No, video games are the only one that kind of like through the whole, everything that's gone on have continued to kind of hold and continue to go up.
We picked the right industry.
But I've been doing it since 2011. There have been some ups and downs where I was like, "Oh, I don't know if these stores are going to make it anymore."
Of course.
Am I still bullish on it like you are? Yeah, 20 years easy. I'm in it till the wheels fall off or the legs don't work anymore, right?
Yeah, me too. I'll keep making videos about it.
Yeah, let's keep it.
Hey, technically, we play part in the market.
Yeah, and then going back to content creators, right? LA Video Games, we're sponsoring content creators like your guys's. So we're sponsoring a couple of YouTubers. I don't want to say the name of them because it's on development, but that's showing that we want to invest into you guys because you guys have a platform to invest and to inspire the next generation.
Oh, you guys are huge. Yeah, the YouTubers. And you guys are like the current generation.
I thought he said degeneration.
Yeah, you guys are the degeneration. But in the YouTube world, you guys, there's been phases of that for sure too. There's a lot of old heads that have come and gone. They're not as relevant, if that's the word, or they decided to not be relevant, right? But you guys are like the current, you're that whatever generation of YouTubers. But I think you guys and the Retro Ricks and the Calebs and John Riggs and Chases and all those guys have like
RPG life, more
willing to share. I think there is something so important about being willing to share how much you truly love the gaming culture, right? Because it can become infectious. And I've done it too in other markets where you watch a video about something, you're like, man, like I've been very passionate about like horror movies, like, right? And I'll watch other people that are so into it and they're much more intelligent than I in the way they speak. And I'm like, man, it's really good that there are people out there willing to speak truly about whatever their hobby is and about how much they love it. So that's why it's really cool that we get to do that in the video game scene and that people, you know, get to see it and listen and be a part of it. You know, it's just really fun to tie in those worlds. I think what you said about Nintendo is so interesting. I never thought about this. How you said Nintendo collecting will always be a thing.
Always.
Because Nintendo is still always pushing. So that makes me wonder, like, I wonder if like Sega or PlayStation or Xbox 15 years from now will still be pushed like in the mainstream. I feel like Nintendo, there's going to be Mario movies for who knows how long, theme parks, right? So I feel like there's always going to be little bits of interest sparked in Nintendo and Mario. And what was Mario's first game? Oh, that thing 50 years ago, the NES, you know. So I feel like that might always have some push, but I wonder if like we're going to run into any problems with like PlayStation collecting in, you know, or Sega or anything like that because it's not as pushed.
No. I actually think we are, in our lifetime, we are going to witness this era. And the era is what I call it is the all digital era, where the next PS8, the new Xbox, the new Switch, or the new Nintendo product, we are going to be one day in an all digital platform.
Oh, yeah.
100%. It is coming. We are going to experience that. But when that day comes, all the physical games that we currently have are only going up. There's some games too that are going to be stupid expensive to collect for because of licensing, character likeness, soundtracks. Those games are going to be sought after. So what I'm selling the games right now for $30, $100, I'm pretty sure some of these games are going to be $2, $3, $4, even thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Going back to the Mario Pole statues, I think the Mario Pole statues will be a $10,000 collector piece.
I could see that.
For sure. I think Def Jam Fight for New York, which is selling
wax.
for like $200 to $300, that'll be a $700 game. I guarantee it. I want you guys to comment below if you guarantee also. Because I think that game, that game has Snoop Dogg as a bad guy, you know? It has ODB, has all these rappers, all their crazy moves and all their soundtracks. None of those rappers are ever going to do that game again or release it because they want the money and they can't get the money no more. That game is going to be rare. Really rare.
Is there any video games with P. Diddy in it?
Yeah, it's a lot. I'll show you. It's called Baby Oil.
Dang. Hey, man, I just want to say, Romeo, thank you for being here, man. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Romeo!
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And yeah, tell them your exact locations, LA Video Games, so they can, or where they can find you on socials and all that too. As well.
We have Instagram, LA Video Games _CA. We have Twitter, LA Video Games 1, TikTok, LA Video Games. 2 store locations open every single day. We have one in Sherman Oaks, 10 minutes away from Universal Studios if you're visiting from out of town, or one right there in the heart of Hollywood on Melrose. Feel free to check us out. We rent cabinets to 12 different collectors as well that sell games for way under market value prices. Feel free to come on through and check us out.
Dang. When I first saw LA Video Games, I thought it was like a Hispanic thing, like La Video Games.
Some people said that Expos. Some people said that Expos.
No way.
Are you still considering on getting a tattoo?
We'll see.
Is that still on the table?
The jacket?
Yeah.
Jacket's long gone.
And I want it to be for a rare NES game.
It's long gone.
Rare NES game, would you do it?
What?
If he gets a tat?
If I got an LA Video Games tattoo, would
For
you-
sure.
a super rare video game.
What about you,
sure.
Chris?
Yeah.
Retro Games Plus for
Right
some
there.
test cards.
Arm.
I mean, look at this. I got Retro Ricks.
Yeah. What did he have to give you for it?
Money and pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me $500 and paid for the
Dang.
tattoo.
I would have given you that little Samson then. I would have done that
I want
for
the
a
test
tattoo.
card.
Which one?
The yellow one, NES.
Ooh, maybe.
Okay.
Do I get to pick the spot where it goes?
Within reason. It's not going like on my neck or something.
Anyway, guys, you guys all know that all the full audio episodes will be linked in the description, and also if you had the socials to Romeo's, man. And yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Love you guys.
Thank you, Bento.